So now we are at the Lutheran Center for Religious Liberty, and so we are with
Ben Franklin today.
Of course.
We are the last of the LCMS boarding schools.
Yeah, so we are the Concordia University in Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee.
Ministry centers all over the world, and we reach into even more countries than that. And
so now we are on a live podcast set. What is something about Concordia Seminary that people wouldn't expect? What is something that you guys do or partake in that people wouldn't expect just from first glance? If you could ask God one question and he tells you the truth, tells you the answer, any question, are there aliens? Any question, you'll know the truth. What would you ask?
Hold on, wait, can we cut for
This one's a bit of a harder one here.
It is hard because...
Well, and how does it feel to be the president of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod?
Well,
All right, so now we're in the with the booths, and we are with Lamp Ministries Incorporated. What organization are we with here?
We are with Concordia Plans.
So now we are here with St. Paul Lutheran High School. So now we are with Lutheran Hour Ministries. Tell me about what your organization does.
First of all, big shout out to California. Hello, California! And welcome to Louisiana. So our group is an organization that helps congregations form small, short-term mission groups. It can be from ages 10 or 11 with their parent up to like 92. And you form a team of 5 to 8 people. You put together a Bible school and you go to these very remote northern Canada indigenous First Nation communities, and you get to do Bible school with these wonderful, somewhat rowdy, wonderful children, and you can put the love of Jesus in their heart. So check us out online, lampministry.org. Thanks.
Our booth has been pretty busy the past couple of days, but let me tell you, it's been so much fun to see all the kids. This is my first time being here, and this is just truly incredible to be here and see this many people show their faith and their love for God.
Yeah. So is this a part of the Concordia school system, or is it like a separate thing?
This is a separate thing. So Concordia Plans is the benefits provider for the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. We do work with the Concordia school systems, but we really provide benefits to all church workers of the LCMS. So yes, we do have Concordia in the name, but we are just the benefits provider. So that would mean anything like health insurance, retirement, pension, all that fun stuff for our lovely church workers.
Very, very fun stuff.
Yeah, so St. Paul Lutheran High School, we're in Concordia, Missouri. We are the last of the LCMS boarding schools. So we happen to be a school that 9th through 12th grade that students can come and they can live there, and they come from anywhere. They come from all over the United States, all over the world. So I would say we are the most unique mission and ministry in all of the LCMS at this point.
That's pretty cool. Do you guys have any affiliation with the Concordia University system, or are you totally separate?
Well, that's a great question. So historically, we were part of that. So a long time ago, the Concordias like Seward and Concordia Ann Arbor and all of them, they had a college high school component that went together. They all dropped the high school part. We also had a college high school component. We are the only ones that dropped the college and kept the high school. So yeah, so we were kind of part of that at one point, and now we're just kind of an independent organization and boarding school. And since we had all the infrastructure of a college, we just kind of kept the boarding part for high school.
It's pretty interesting.
yeah, we are a global ministry, so we have ministry centers all over the world, and we reach into even more countries than that. And here in the United States, we equip Christians to share their faith.
My home church actually has, we at our congregation, we have a strong affinity for LHM because one of our pastors for several decades was Pastor Hoffman, who was Pastor Oswald Hoffman's son. And he was the speaker of your main podcast for a while, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I just thought that was cool. Just want to let you guys know that.
He was he was a deeply beloved speaker of the Lutheran Hour.
I got another question for you. How did you yourself get involved with the organization?
So our church was sending teams, and a friend said, would you like to go? And I went along with them 22 years ago and fell in love with the kids. And they all ask you, are you going to come back next year? And you can't say no to them. I mean, this is sometimes the only time they're going to really hear about Jesus and really know about the love of God. So for 22 years, I've been going back, and I've gone to some different communities, but I've been in the same community now for 11 years. So you get to see the kids grow up, and they come back and visit you at Bible school.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on a mission trip too, and it is really hard to say anything other than yes when they ask you that. And so it's always fun to go back. But
Cool.
yeah, all right, thank you.
All right,
Thank you
sure,
so
check
much.
us out.
So how did you get involved with Concordia Plans?
Yeah, great question. I started about 4 months ago, and I actually was involved in the LCMS a little bit before this, but I just had a few connections, kind of stumbled my way here. I'm technically on the marketing team, but I do events like this and internal communications for Concordia Plans, and it's been so much fun so far. This is truly the best job ever, and I would recommend being a church worker, like pursuing church work as a high school kid, as a college kid. If you can get your foot in the door to be a church worker, it truly is. It's just such a great job to have.
How did you get involved with St. Paul?
I'm actually a director of Christian education. So I served as a youth director for many years, and they had asked me. My kids went to St. Paul, and at some point they said, "Hey, we have a job opening here. Would you be interested in coming and working at our school?" So now I work as the director of advancement at the school, which means basically I work with tuition and billing and donor relations and donors and stuff like that to be able to do that. And then we go around and we promote the school and just kind of let people know there is one more LCMS boarding school left out there, and it's a great ministry.
So in a way, you're kind of outreach to an extent.
Yeah, outreach for the school. Yeah, we're kind of a PR thing to letting people know. And because of our history of, we actually started out as a church worker school. We kind of kept that focus, that we let families know and kids know, like if you already know that you want to be a pastor, a teacher, a church missionary, a church musician, a teacher, all of those things, we actually have a program that will get you a head start on all of those things. We are a partner with Concordia University in Nebraska. So you can actually start taking those college classes that you would need to be in any of those professions already, and you get a tuition discount to be able to do it. We want to promote that out there to let people know we need more church workers, and we're going to do everything we can to kind of help do that.
That's great, because we do have a shortage, so anything helps.
I've been working with LHM for about 8 years, and I was in a number of different jobs, marketing communications at Lutheran churches and then corporate world, and found this job, and I love the mission. It's bringing Christ to the nations and the nations to the church. So I love doing that. I love my team, and we do all the marketing and communications for LHM.
Yeah, last one. What's something that people wouldn't expect from Concordia Plans? Like, what's something that you guys offer or do or partake in that people wouldn't expect?
Oh, that's a good question. I think something that people wouldn't expect is the level of customer care that we give our ministries and our people. So I think some people might look at us as just like a big corporate, organization, and like we won't give the type of one-on-one personal care, but we do. We're here, we're present. We love our ministries, we love our people, and everything we do is for our members and employers. And that's basically how we operate. And every day we're trying to get better. We're trying to make things better for our members and employers and for the kids here. But it truly is just an amazing place to work. And I hope everyone can see that and feel that in our marketing and just the way that we present ourselves out in the world.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I would say that what you might not expect and know about us is we run about 35 to 40% international students that come to us because we're boarding, so they can come from all over. The largest contingent of international students come from Norway, and so that's kind of different. I don't know if anybody else has a relationship with Norway like we do, but yeah, we get the largest contingent of our kids from that, and they come to us primarily for the international kids. Primarily, our math and science programs are probably some of the best in the nation or best in the area. That's why they come. But yeah, the Norwegian thing.
Well, yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, I actually have, so there's kind of two. A lot of people don't know that one of our LL districts in Southern California runs a float every year in the Rose Bowl Parade. And so for 75 years, we've had a float in the parade, and it is now the only religious float there. And so every year, millions and millions of people hear about Jesus because of that float.
That's pretty incredible. Well, yeah. Did you have a second one, or was that it?
Yeah, everyone thinks we're, a North American ministry, but we're actually a global ministry, like I said before. People are surprised to know how many places we have in the world where we are talking about Jesus and sharing the gospel.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for talking to me.
All right, so here we're with,
Jake Lara.
Ainsley Baring.
where are you guys from?
I'm from Muscuda, Illinois, right by St. Louis.
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
All right, so now we're here with,
Abby,
Gabby.
Madison,
where are you guys from?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio.
We just had someone, one was from New Mexico, one was from Colorado or something, so.
Well, they were born in Mexico.
So now we're here with,
My name's Mason.
My name's Harrison.
all right, where are you guys from?
Just north of Austin, Texas.
Round Rock.
All right, so now we're here with,
Ethan.
where are you from?
Northeast Nebraska.
What's been your favorite part of the gathering so far?
Favorite part of the gathering, I would say, is being inspired by all of the fellow Lutherans here. I come from a really small town, very Catholic town, and growing up there, I've grown up there my whole life, not really knowing Lutherans my age. All my friends are Catholics, and then coming here and be able to see 20,000 of the kids who believe exactly the same thing as me, it's definitely a life-changing thing, for sure.
Probably just like meeting a bunch of other people that have the same values and morals as me, and just meeting everyone and having fellowship with them. It's been really a good experience.
Probably like the Bible studies. Those are good.
Yeah, either the Bible studies or like the mass events. Those are fun.
I liked the last session we went to, probably.
Which one was that?
It was the Truth and Dare one. It was about just kind of finding joy in life.
Just seeing everybody together, meeting new people, having fun.
I like the closing sessions. I like singing. I like dancing. It's fun.
That's great.
Probably the mass event pluses. It's just really electric down there, so it's really fun.
Now, the big question. Did you like Flame? Or Ren Collective? So we've had 2 concerts so far. Which one did you like more?
I gotta go with Flame. I'm gonna have to go with Flame. That was a great concert, yeah.
What is that?
I would say, I would probably say I vibe with the music more. But Ren Collective, I knew some of the songs, so that definitely was a big help. Flame, I don't think I knew a single song, but it was fun. I really enjoyed vibing with it, so yeah.
Probably Ren Collective, because the words spoke more to me, I think, and just the whole experience I think was better, and it was just more chill and stuff. Yeah.
Now, the big question. We've had 2 concerts so far, Flame and Ren Collective. Which one did you like more?
We didn't go to either.
Yeah, we left early.
So you guys just don't want to have fun then? Is that what it is?
We didn't want to do it with the crowd. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Okay, big question. We've had 2 concerts, Ren Collective and Flame. Which one did you like more?
Oh, Flame for sure.
Definitely Flame.
Why is that?
He's just superior in most ways.
It was louder.
He's just better in every way?
Flame for sure. That was awesome.
What about it was awesome?
It was just, you could feel the stadium shaking. More my vibe, you know. I really loved it, so.
You more of a hip hop guy?
Yeah. I'm hip hop country guy, so.
All right, then last one. If you could ask God one question and he tells you the truth, tells you the answer, any question, are there aliens? Is your mom's name really what it is? I don't know. Any question, you'll know the truth. What would you ask?
Hold on, wait, can we cut for a second?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, one last question. If you could ask God any question and he'd tell you the truth, you get an answer to any question you have. Are aliens real? Anything. What would you ask? What would you ask? Just off the cuff.
Wait, I don't know. Ask them first.
Wait, I need to think a sec. Pause.
All right, I would ask God in his sight, if you try to fail something but you end up succeeding, what did you actually do?
Like, did you fail successfully, or?
Yeah, what did you succeed or did you fail? Because you succeeded but you weren't trying to succeed. I don't know.
That's a good one. Yeah. Do you have any?
I think, like, are we actually gonna know people, like, in heaven when we get there? Like, our family members or anything? Because we don't know, you know?
That's a good one. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I would ask if he's gonna come again after I die or before.
That's a good one.
This one's kind of random, but I would ask him who broke the chandelier in our family, because none of us know who. So.
I would ask him, like, how many people I know are going to heaven. So, like, I don't know.
Those are good ones. All right, thank you guys so much.
Is there Chick-fil-A in heaven?
That's a good one. That's what we need to know. Yeah. The Bible doesn't say.
I haven't read it yet, so.
Do pets go to heaven?
That's a good one. All right, thank you guys.
I would ask God. This is a tough one. I'd probably ask God what his favorite part about Earth is, like what he enjoys the most.
That's a good one. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. So now we are at the Lutheran Center for Religious Liberty, and so we are with
Ben Franklin today.
Of course. All right, so now we are here with Lutheran Braille workers. All right, so now we are on a live podcast set for KFUO Radio. All right, so now we're at the Lutheran Women in Mission booth. Now, what does your center do?
The Lutheran Center for Religious Liberty is in Washington, D.C., and it advocates for religious liberty, for educational freedom, for traditional marriage, and for life. We work to be the voice in D.C. of the conservative Christians, particularly the LCMS, as we educate and encourage also.
So Lutheran Braille Workers produces Bibles and other Christian materials in Braille and large print for people who are visually impaired. And we do this all free of charge to the recipients.
Yeah, so KFUO is the radio station for the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. We've been around since 1924. We started on the campus of Concordia Seminary. We're now in the International Center in St. Louis, Missouri, with the rest of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod offices. We broadcast Bible studies, worship services, talk programs, sacred music, all kinds of things for people live and on demand. So we are heard worldwide now in a lot of countries around the world.
Yeah, I've seen some of your guys' stuff online. You do a lot.
We do.
It's pretty impressive. Now, could you tell me a bit about your organization, what you guys do?
Sure. Well, Lutheran Women in Mission is one of the two auxiliaries of the LCMS. We've been around since 1942, and it's a women's organization really looking to empower women to be together in the Word and in community. And our other main focus is we raise mites, which are mission dollars. So we fund mission grants. We funded 33 grants in Omaha, and those will be totaling up to $2.6 million.
Wow.
So a lot of the grant recipients are here at the convention, so you've seen them here in the booths.
How did Ben Franklin, how did you get involved with the center?
The Center for Religious Liberty reminds us that we are a constitutional republic. And Ben Franklin reminds us that we are a constitutional republic because I helped write the Declaration and signed it, and I was on the committee that signed the Constitution. And so when we talk about the separation of church and state, that's not really accurate. What we want is the differentiation of church and state. God works two separate and distinct ways in the world, constantly. He sends Christ on the cross to save us, that's the right-hand kingdom. He sends us the government to preserve us, that's the left-hand kingdom. And so Franklin is here to remind us that we are a constitutional republic, and we need to constantly work to remind people and to work for that.
Well, actually, I used to be a director of admissions for a Lutheran school and met with our president, and he said, I think that God wants you to come work with Lutheran Braille workers. And my heart was moved, and I've been here ever since.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, there's a huge demand for what we do, especially the specialized large print that we produce. As the population is getting older, there are a lot of people who are losing their vision. And so to have a Bible that they can read themselves is just incredible, absolutely amazing.
That's a pretty incredible thing that you guys are working for. Now, I got a question for you. How did you become involved with KFUO, like yourself?
Yeah. So I started in the fitness industry actually in my career, but I became a bit of a marketing kind of professional, web kind of professional. And so I started in social media management and web management with KFUO, doing more of behind the scenes kind of audio production. And then I moved from there into doing on air. So now I co-host the Coffee Hour and the Lutheran Ladies Lounge podcast on air, and also still manage our social media and website and app, everything that's online.
I will say I've listened to the Coffee Hour a couple times, just here and there, but it's a good podcast, yeah. So how did you personally get involved with the organization?
When I transferred over from being a working person to being a stay-at-home mom, they had a Bible study, and I was able to bring my son and go to Bible study, and he made friends and I made friends, and that was over 30 years ago, and I'm still involved with those women and serving the Lord through Lutheran Women in Mission.
So you got involved with the Bible study, and the rest is history at that point, right?
You bet.
Yeah. Now I got one last question for you. What is something that the Lutheran Center for Religious Liberty does that people wouldn't expect it to do? Is there something that you guys go and set up stands at? Is there something that you guys advocate for? Something that people wouldn't expect just from seeing the booth?
Well, perhaps the one thing that maybe just by looking at what we do at the display, you wouldn't expect it, is that Dr. Sells is invited to meet with the value action team of the House and the Senate. And he has an opportunity to pray with them and to do Bible study and to encourage them. And as such, that is our encouraging role that we play.
Well, thank you so much for doing an interview with me.
And
Good to meet you.
And we also get to talk to cool kids out here from California.
Hey, surely that's one of the coolest things.
That's the coolest things that we get to do.
So I think the thing that probably would surprise people is that we have 3,000 volunteers across the United States that assemble our books and put them together. They're at 100 different churches throughout the country, and they are the ones that do all of the manufacturing. So they produce the Braille sheet by sheet, they assemble all of the books, and then they send them out to the recipients. So these volunteers are the heart and soul of Lutheran Braille workers, and I think people wouldn't necessarily know about them right off the bat.
Wow, that's a lot. It's been incredible. So thank you so much for doing an interview with us.
Thanks. Take care.
So now I got a curveball for you. What is something about KFUO that people wouldn't expect? What's something that you guys do or partake in, coming to a convention like this? Something that people wouldn't expect when they just see the booth and they see you guys standing there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are surprised that our church body has a radio station. This is something that a lot of people seem to be surprised by. They see a lot of the other things that our synod does, but radio isn't necessarily something that people think about when they think of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. So it's been very exciting to tell people that we have a radio station, and it's been around for 100 years now. So we're actually the oldest continually operating Christian radio station in the country. So it's a bit of a fun fact.
Wow, that's a very fun fact.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing an interview with us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. It's a bit of a harder one here. Sorry.
We do all kinds of things. We make quilts. We are funding mission grants all over the world. So I think they don't expect that we build a community that continues to last for generations. We're building. Your grandmother might have been involved. Your grandkids might be involved. So I think that's something that they forget about. That it could be generations.
Well, it seems you guys have a very all-encompassing mission here.
We do.
So thank you so much for doing an interview with us.
Thank you.
So now here we are with the Concordia Seminary, and you're a seminarian here.
I am. I'm in between my first and second of 4 total years, so I'll start again in September with classes. So.
Yeah, and they gave me these cool sunglasses as well.
That's right, yeah.
We are here with the Three Trees Outdoor Ministry. All right, so we are now here at the Concordia University booth. Can you give me just a brief overview explanation of what the seminary is and what it does?
Sure. The seminary is the most base, like the general degree that we have is 4 years after college, training young men, young women to be pastors and deaconesses in the church. So we do stuff like we learn Greek and Hebrew, we learn about church history, we learn about, how to be an effective pastor for your people with like pastoral counseling, and, we learn how to do the liturgy in church and all that kind of stuff. So it's like more school after college.
I am the mom of Trevor Quincy, who is the CEO of Three Trees. We became a 501c3 in 2020, and we've been having camps come out, groups come out, and we basically are a servant camp, and we line up servant events for the kids to, service projects for the kids to do, and when their group comes out, that's what they do. So
we are the Concordia University in Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee, and we are a school just like the other Concordias, who teach people to be teachers and preachers here in the church, but also have students who come and be nurses and PTs and OTs, business people, and everything in between.
Now, we were just at the Concordia Seminary booth, and you two are two totally different things, right?
Correct. We are an undergraduate school, and if students who want to be pastors or deaconesses attend us for their first 4 years, and then they can go on to the seminary and finish their graduate degrees there.
How did you get involved here personally? How did you become a seminarian?
Well, I've been, going to church since I was, a baby, baptized at 7, 8 days old, and then I've just lived in the church. My dad's been a pastor, so I've seen what it's like to, be in church, kind of the behind-the-scenes kind of stuff that pastors do. So it's always been on my mind, and since I was in high school, this has been something I've wanted to do. It's been a dream of mine, and now I'm doing it for real, and I'm learning how it all works, and I'm excited to eventually get into a church and have my own, my own group of people that I get to care for spiritually. So.
Well, that's pretty great. I mean, the Synod, we've got that was loud. We've got a big shortage of pastors going on, so the more we can get, the better.
Yeah.
That's great. You just took the next question right out of my mouth, which is what you guys do. But I was gonna ask, how did you get involved personally with this? But I think we know that too.
I am mom, and basically my son in 2019 said to me, Mom, I had a dream of starting a camp, and he started to wonder if maybe it was more of a calling, and he prayed about it for a couple of months, and he said, Mom, it's time for me, God's calling me to start a camp. And I said to him, how do you start a camp? And he said, I don't know, but I know God's calling me and he's going to help me to start it. So that's kind of how we came.
That's a pretty incredible origin story. How did you get involved with Concordia personally?
I am a 2001 grad of Concordia University, Wisconsin. My first exposure to Concordia was a youth gathering in San Antonio a really long time ago, and I'm so glad I did. It's been a lot of fun. Went to school there, graduated, met my husband, yes I did, just like a lot of other Concordians, and then just ended up working in the office because I love it so much, and it's great to talk to students just like you guys.
So you decided to stay with your alma mater?
I did.
Now, one last question for you. A bit of a curveball here. Okay. What is something about Concordia Seminary that people wouldn't expect? What is something that you guys do or partake in that people wouldn't expect just from first glance?
I don't know if people wouldn't expect it, but one of the things that really sets us apart from a lot of other colleges, a lot of other educational institutions is the worship life that we have. We have chapel every single day where we sing hymns, we do the liturgy, we do, all those things that you can read about in your hymnal that you do on Sunday mornings. We're doing that basically every single day. And for a lot of people, that can be, a shift from what they were used to or different from what they'd grown up with. But the worship life is a big reason of why the Lutheran Church is the way it is. It's a big reason of why, these young people at the National Youth Gathering are here worshiping, praising God for all the blessings that He's given them in their lives, in our lives. So for us to be able to do that every single day is a cool experience and something that maybe not a lot of people know about. So.
Well, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing an interview with me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I really think it's the servant projects that we do. A lot of camps, kids come there and they learn about Jesus and they have a fun time, and they're absolutely wonderful. But I think one of the things that our camp does and has above other camps is that we line up these servant projects for the kids, and it's amazing to see how kids grow so much bond together when they're doing servant events.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for doing an interview. Now, I got one last question for you. It's a bit of a curveball here.
All right.
What is one thing about Concordia University that people wouldn't expect? Something that you guys do or partake in that people wouldn't expect at first glance? This one's a bit of a harder one here.
It is hard because something we partake in. Dang, why'd you guys give me that one? I will tell you that at the Wisconsin campus, right, so there's a number of us Concordias, but the Wisconsin campus, we actually have 4 miles of hallways, so you don't have to walk outside in the winter if you've never been like in snow, right? So you can wear your flip-flops and shorts all year long.
Well, that's certainly something people wouldn't expect when they look at the booth.
Right?
Yeah. So thank you so much for doing
nice
our
to meet you
interview.
guys.
Now we're with the president of the synod, past President Harrison. So I got 2 questions for you. One, how does it feel to be the president of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod?
Well, it is a remarkable honor. And there are many, many people who really feel strongly about and love the Missouri Synod. And I feel a certain duty to honor those people and respect that. So it's quite a remarkable thing. Sometimes I joke, it's like walking in a cemetery. You're on top, but nobody's listening. But no, that isn't true. It is remarkable to be prayed for by so many people, so many congregations. So it's great.
I have a bit of a deeper question. So there's a lot of churches like my own church, which we've definitely shrunk over the last few decades. And for some members, the future looks a little bleak at times. And I was wondering if you have any words of encouragement for churches who are hoping to do better.
Yeah, it's been a very challenging time for us. I would say one thing that the culture has done over the last number of decades is really attack young Christians and Christian belief, especially with the kind of radical woke ideas that have been unleashed in public schools and the whole sexuality issue, which has been forced on us at every point in the past by the federal government and state governments. Those things directly drive our young people away from our biblical convictions. So, very difficult time. Also, the demographics have been extremely challenging. My year, 1962, when I was baptized, the highest number of baptisms ever occurred in the Missouri Synod. The birth rate declined with the sexual revolution. By 10 years later, it was half that. Another 10 years later, it was half that again. You have to have over 2% to sustain a population. So we have a huge number of boomers working through the snake of the Synod. And however, our kids our young people are having more children than virtually anybody else. We are better at outreach than the Southern Baptist, documented. And what's really happening as I've been traveling across all the districts of the Synod in the last several months, I'm confirming that I'm hearing over and over again, young men and young families are joining our congregations. So on the one hand, we got a lot of challenges. We're going to have congregations that join together to have one pastor, 2 or 3 congregations, even 4 in some cases. In other cases, we've got growth going on, so there's much to be optimistic about. Most congregations in the Missouri Synod are small. About half of them have fewer than 50 people in church on a Sunday. That's the normal in the Missouri Synod. So, but we have many churches that are much larger and other capacity. So, the Lord's in His heavens. The gates of hell shall not prevail against the church. We got a good message, and the Lord is blessing us with church planting and other things.
We got the Lord on our side.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
All right.